Well, we're live.
All right.
I'm
Cool.
finna send out the invites in a second. I gotta get my computer to catch up with what I'm doing.
Okay.
We got a topic already for next Monday or Wednesday, whichever one you want to do it for.
Okay. All right.
Delta sent me a text and said what he would like to talk about. He said
Okay.
he knows it's too late tonight, but that's what he want to talk about. So I said we'll do it next week sometime.
Yeah, that's cool. Cause we on Monday. We
Mm-hmm.
on next Monday. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now where is the live chat? That doesn't look like that. Oh, okay. That's different. All right, let me send out the invites.
Um. Oh no, I'm gonna start sending out invites right now.
Oh, okay.
My bad. My bad.
All right. There.
What's up, Delta?
Delta in the building. Always and forever. Reliable Delta.
Hmm.
We should make him a moderator.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Um. He be in here
I
all the
don't know if he
time.
want to be one though. Yeah, but I don't know if he want to be one.
Hmm.
That's one of the jobs you gotta want to do. Cause
True. That's. Mm, sending these invites out real quick, like this one gonna be alright, man. This gonna be a good show tonight.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, boom. I gotta send these invites out to people real quick. Let them jump on up in here. You know, get it off real quick, and boom. Hey, Winter Sky, what's up? How you doing?
Hmm. Hey, Winter Sky.
Hey, y'all smash that like button for me, man.
Please smash the like button.
For
Hit the
real.
notification bell so you know we rocking.
I just want to say, Winter Sky, that is a dope profile pic you got. For real. Winter Sky, that's a dope profile pic. I'm really liking that. I'm really liking that. They got Goku Ultra Instinct. Yeah. Rebecca Lloyd, what's up, Rebecca? How you doing? Thanks for joining the live tonight. You know, we're gonna have a good podcast. Um, yeah, we're gonna have a great podcast tonight. Hope you
We
stick
got
around and
new
enjoy the
faces in the
conversation.
building.
Huh?
We got some new faces in the building.
Absolutely. We hope Rebecca stay on. Hope she sub to the channel, you know what I'm saying, and come back all the time. You know, we definitely looking forward to that. You know, we're looking forward to seeing new faces. Hope Winter keep coming back. Rebecca keep coming back. Tell your friends about it. They can DM us if they got a topic they want to talk about. You know, we listen, we don't judge. So
Mhm.
yeah, we like seeing new faces though. That's cool.
That is cool.
So have everybody been seeing what's been going on with Shannon Sharp? We're gonna start with that just for now. Annie in the building. What's up, Annie?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I've
saying?
been hearing about it, man.
Man,
It
they trying to get Unk down bad, man.
uh I mean, some of it is his fault too, though.
Yeah, but I don't believe he did what she said he
No,
did. That's what I'm
I'm not
saying.
gonna say that. He
You
probably
know,
didn't do that, but
That's what I'm talking about.
If you don't do certain things to put yourself in those situations,
Now that I agree with. Jeff, what's up, Jeff? How you doing? She said, "Can we sing?" No, we can't sing. We rap though. Win the sky. We can rap. We can definitely do that, both of us. But we don't sing. No.
we
Jeff,
spit
what's up?
bars.
Jeff, hope you get a chance to sub to the channel. We sub back. Definitely, we
We
sub back.
spit bars.
Yeah, yeah,
We go 8 on the bars.
yeah, yeah. We try to. You know, I try really hard. Hmm.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm just saying, But that what you supposed to do.
That
When
is
the
what
sky
you're
said,
supposed to do.
when the sky said, try to rap. Delta Roots. Delta said he was set up. I agree, Delta. That audio that leaked to me, that's edited and put together. It just don't sound good. I'm a sub. All right, so Winner just sub to the channel. We appreciate that, and Jeff
All
just
right.
sub. So we will be subbing back to both of you guys. Absolutely, we appreciate that. We work hard. We work hard. We really do.
We got new music on deck. Broken Blocks. Go check it out on all platforms.
On all platforms.
Got a video for it and everything.
Yep. Yep.
Annie, can you please put the video name in the description?
Oh yeah, Annie is in the building. That's right. Yeah, Annie, hook us up, please, if you don't mind, ma'am. Please. We appreciate y'all subbing to the channel too, man. Tell some of your people about this, man. Y'all DM us a topic and we'll talk about it. Like whatever y'all want to talk about. We try to talk about what the people like to talk about. Yep. So we appreciate that though. Jeff, what you got going on though, Jeff? Where you taking us out from? Jeff, let me know where you from. Not like that. Not I just want okay. We just trying to figure out where you from, bro. We appreciate you watching.
We do appreciate that.
Absolutely. We appreciate everybody who tune in.
We
Try to
do.
rap. I want to hear some. Why you keep saying try to rap? I don't try. I do. You know what I'm talking about? I don't try to rap. Okay. You know what? Just for you, Winter. Um, okay. Because I don't know if you're a boy or girl, so I don't want to say bro. And you know what I'm saying? You're a young lady. So I'm a diabolical, irrational, on sabbaticals, Krav Maga rapper, breaking ribs, sternums, and clavicles, Mario brother flow. My goons will kidnap you, tie you to some tracks, bang off, then laugh at you. I'm sick and I don't mean that I'm a nice ass rapper. I dream of rap battles where opponents get clapped up. It's almost to the point to where I see it like plasma, but these high def bullets ain't coming from actors. You can act up and shit a shake loose like flat butts. Nobody signed me, so I just stack ones. Wrote a couple albums, now I watch the reaction. These people thinking twice before proceeding with action. My faction, only quantitative to native, psychosomatic mental scars of a garden potato. So can't you see what I'm saying? I need weed bad. My nigga said he got the swisher, but I'm 50 cents short of a bag. Uh-oh. Appreciate that. Annie on her job, she deleting messages left and right. Oh, snap. Annie is on it. Whatever y'all did, y'all done ticked Annie off. Oh, well. Oh, well.
Now they didn't take it off.
Hey, I'm saying, bro, she done blocked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 comments already. Annie not playing. And somebody was hidden by Annie. Annie is not playing.
I mean, when they be trolling, they gotta go.
Hey, see, and you just said you gotta want to do this. You gotta want to be a moderator.
Yeah, yeah,
Annie
definitely.
wants to be a moderator.
Yes, yes.
She don't mind blocking y'all. Stiff on. Watch out a little bit. Watch out a little bit. Stiff on. Yep. And we appreciate that.
We do.
You know,
We most definitely do.
she probably went to his profile page or something and checked him out like that real quick. And if she
Yeah,
did,
it's a
then we
possibility.
appreciate that if she did. Oh, Annie not playing. Annie be thorough with it. I am healing one LLC. Hey, what's up? What's happening? Hey, we got Jazz in the building. What's up, Jazz? How you doing? Oh, we see you. Hey, bro. Um,
Yeah.
that's Jazz in the building right there. I am Healing One LLC. She's
How you
showing
doing,
love.
man?
You know what I'm saying?
Uh, that's the one we was holding the conversation about earlier, right?
Huh?
The
Yeah.
joining.
Oh, doing who supposed to be on?
Right.
Yes. Yeah, we
Okay.
gon' we gon' we gonna get her on the show one day. You know what I'm saying? Where she can
Okay.
like be on screen and all that other stuff. And yeah. Remember we was trying to do the collaboration with the podcast with the other podcast,
Yes.
the one she
Yes.
got.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we gonna make that collaboration happen one day. Everybody, y'all say what's up, man. Jazz cool as hell, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jazz, how you
Good
doing?
people.
All right.
Um,
All right. So we had enough small talk. I think we should give it to him.
you
Welcome,
think
ladies
so?
and gentlemen, round the world and back to the millions and millions. I am your host, Justice, Dysfunctional's World.
Oh yeah, everything delicious. And I'm your boy said, aka Mr. Let's Talk.
So we screaming out, let's talk.
What we talking about today?
What we talking about today? We talking about do we we can incorporate other men too, but do we, me, you, do
Me
we
and said.
listen
I
to
mean, I
women?
said me and said. Me
Yeah,
and
me and
did.
said when you mix you with you, right, right.
Right.
Um,
I see what you did there. I like that. All right, now quick on your feet.
hey, gotta be. Anyway, do we listen to the females, not the moderators, because we listen to them, and our loyal subscribers, we listen to them too. But do we listen to women that may not be a loyal subscriber, or
Right.
there may be a
So
first time user? Do we listen? Do we listen and not judge? I mean, you said it's the judge free zone. Do we listen and not judge?
right.
What do you
So
think?
we want to know from everybody in the chat. This is what we're gonna talk about off and on. One, we're gonna talk about men as a whole listening to women when women speak. But initially, right now, we're gonna talk about this and myself because it was said to us that we don't listen to women when they're speaking on here when they're dropping their comments and stuff like that. So we figured we take it to y'all and we'll get y'all opinion. Y'all tell us because we
Live
think
and
we do.
direct.
We think that we do, but
We think we
we want to
do.
get y'all opinion on that. And y'all
Right.
tell us, do y'all think that we actually listen? You know what I'm saying? And communicate with the women on our show in the chat when
I
they
was
speak.
saying that too, Jazz. I was saying that.
Exactly. And Jazz, this is why we wanted you to be on here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Well, is there any way we can get it on screen? This I'm not sure. Maybe it's too late because we already got the
I
room
don't. I
posted.
don't think. I don't think we can. It only.
Right.
Well, I could take you off and put her on for a little while if that's what
Oh
you
no,
want.
don't
But
take but no. Now you tripping. Now you tripping. Hold up.
oh,
Hold
okay.
up.
I'm
You know
just
what I'm
saying.
talking
Like,
about?
I mean, I
Hey
can't. I
man.
can't.
Hey,
I
this
think.
is
I think
our
on
show
the
now. Hold
phone.
up.
Right. Right. This is our show. Right.
This
I
is
don't think
our
we can add three people. That's why I was asking you beforehand if she was going to join. I got to
right.
go through StreamYard.
But I asked, but I didn't get a response until it was kind of too late. You know, that wasn't my fault. You know what I'm talking about? So
It ain't my
but
fault.
we gonna make it happen because uh her podcast is really good. She got two other people on the podcast with her. You know what I'm saying? So when we all able to line everything up and make it happen, then it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be
Yeah, I
dope.
mean,
But
tell her we got a StreamYard ready for within whatever day, Monday that we're on, every other Monday, and a Wednesday that she wants to be on the channel and talk about the
uh-huh.
deep discussions. We have a StreamYard set up. We can make this happen.
Okay. Somebody said I would say well Jazz said I would say no. A few times I've been in the comments and it seemed as if y'all favored the guys. I know the three women
Mm,
disappeared. Okay, I need all three women to come on back in. You know what I'm saying now, but let's speak to exactly what she just said.
okay.
Um, I
Why
think,
did you feel that way?
hey, let's go pick a date and I'll block it off. Cancer Girl, Dream On the 7th. I didn't even know Cancer Girl, Dream On the 7th was even in here. Oh, maybe he meant overall. He had to be overall. He couldn't mean like today. If they was, y'all need to come on back in.
I think Dream On was in here, but she changed her name so often, so she has a
True.
couple pages.
Um,
And
but
seventh, I
mhm.
don't know what happened in seventh this time. Like she was
Seven-
here, and
yeah, she be coming through sometimes. But look, hold on, we got to speak to her comments. So I think that we respond to everybody now. you might be right. You know what I'm saying? Healing one, you might be correct sometimes, but that's only because we're men. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I'm not saying we side with the men, but I'm saying if we have the same
ideology.
Conclusion, ideology, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? And let me let everybody know. Okay, so Jazz is somebody who I used to train, personally train. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, not too long ago actually. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how I found out that she had a podcast. So let me
Good way
just
to find out.
properly. Well, yeah, I just want to properly introduce. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, something that it's not. But so I used to train Jazz. I used to train Jazz, personal training. You know what I'm saying? I used to train Jazz. Very nice person, cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the homies. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean fella, but just a homie in the sense of being cool with somebody who, you know what I'm saying, like that. So that's who Jazz is. You know, and yeah. So she has a podcast called SIP, SIP, Sexual Intimacy Power. And if I got that incorrect, please drop it in the comments so we can know. But I think that's sex.
We got to sub to it and sub back. Yes. So I would like to chime in and say, I think we listen to women, but I think sometimes the message they're trying to convey may not be a message or the direction that we're talking about things on the channel. So we hear this, and sometimes we just have our own ideology of what we think or what we're talking about today. Like he said, a lot of times we sit and talk about. We don't talk very long because he works, I work, we're busy, we're both busy men, we're both fathers, so we have other things going on, but we do talk and plan to be protagonists and antagonists in certain situations. In some situations, we just don't. I'm not gonna say we don't respond well. We just don't resonate. It doesn't resonate with us like another comment would resonate with us would.
Well, I mean, I think with us, our whole shtick, our whole gimmick, if you want to call it that for lack of a better word, is to hear everybody out and to read everyone's comment and to discuss everyone's comment. You know, our thing is we have a lot of male people that come through the chat. You know, sometimes we can't get to every comment, and sometimes it does seem like we read most of the male comments and not the female comments. That's not done intentionally. You know, I think for us,
yes,
we try.
Yes. She made a comment. Her comment was, but isn't the point of streaming to hear hear others' vantage point? Yes, it is.
And that's what I was saying.
The difference between us and a lot of other streamers don't listen to what y'all say. They don't care what y'all say. They just be holding conversations, and y'all be liking and wooing and loving the conversation. But like we actually take the time, stop in the middle of a conversation, and read your comments to the best of our ability, and we respond or we highlight what you said and why you said it.
Right, and I think that's what. And there is a call-in number. Absolutely, I appreciate that, Delta. Also, like Annie just said, let's use corrective spelling, y'all, so that way YouTube doesn't strike your comment, or Annie doesn't have to strike your comment. Let's do that, you know. But
matter
also,
of fact, since we can't have Jazz online, I say let's put the call-in number up and let her speak her truth.
I mean, that's fine too. I mean, that's what you want to do. But I think that we try to respond to everyone's comment. It doesn't matter who it is, male or female, whether we agree with it or not. We try to at least read it. You know what I'm saying? And that way we
Doesn't
can
matter
have
how outlandish it may sound.
Right. We read everyone's comment, and y'all know that. If we didn't read everyone's comment, me and Tanya wouldn't have had so many arguments. You know what I'm saying? Me and whoever would not have had a back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So we read everyone's comment. It just so happened once again that some of the men agree with some of the things we're saying, so I don't have as many back and okay. This homie who called in, right? You remember that? Me and him was going back and forth. I wouldn't call it an argument, or it was just we was going back and forth, right?
Right.
That was perfectly fine with everybody, right?
Nobody made for good content, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody said anything. That was perfectly okay. But if I have a back and forth with your homegirl,
10
No,
years.
not 10. Your homegirl recently.
Oh,
Your friend.
okay, yeah, my
You
best
see what I'm
friend.
saying?
Okay,
Then
yeah,
the fact that it's a female, it becomes a big thing.
it
You see what
does.
I'm saying? But if it's a man, it's okay. And I don't mind that. But that goes to show you that we are reading or attempting to read everyone's comment. You know, we want everybody comment to be heard because that's what our show is about. That's what our podcast is about. Thoughts from Your Boy podcast. It's our thoughts, but it's y'all opinions.
I'd like to also say sometimes in typing on the screen, we don't get the full depth of what y'all are saying or what the situation might be in
Ooh.
your particular life
Right.
when you respond to whatever comment that we ask y'all to respond to. And so therefore we can only guesstimate the rest of whatever you type up there. So like for example, when my friend when we had the F them kids conversation, it got this the plan got blown out the water because he didn't know that was my friend. That was her personal situation. But
Right.
when he said leaving the kids, like technically that's what she did. But she had logical reasons for doing it. But it was still that's what you did. So
And I didn't
and
know
then
that was his friend.
and then she felt like we were attacking her or not being fair to her opinion and her life, and that was not the case.
Right. Not at
So
all. That wasn't the case at all. And um off air, you know what I'm saying? I told him, I said, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I'm not actually I apologized off air too, and I told him to tell his friend, hey man, look, I'm my boy sorry, whatever. Because I
it
did
says no
say that.
longer available. Hold on. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm sorry.
Okay. It was important. It was important to me for him to not mess up his friendship with a female friend. Not like that, but I'm just saying a friend that's a female. And I wasn't trying to mess that up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And bro, didn't I tell you that? I said that. I'm
Yes,
like,
you
bro,
did say that.
I don't want you to mess that up. You know what I'm saying? That's your home girl. That's your homie. That's your friend. Tell her it was all me. But also at the same time, tell her I apologize because you know what I'm saying. I wasn't trying to disrespect nobody. I didn't know that was his friend. You know what I'm saying? So and just for the record, if I knew that was his friend, absolutely I would have changed up what I said. Is that
There we
right?
go.
It may
It's
not
a
be
new
right.
number. I'm sorry. The number has been changed, Annie. That's the new number.
Um. Okay, so he just put the new number is on the screen right there, y'all. So be sure to go ahead and call in. Oh, I got to respond to a comment that I seen a long time ago. No, I didn't
Okay.
drop you off the roster. I just understood that you haven't been able to train lately. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it's not that whenever you're ready to start back training, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. So yeah,
I want to get
but
back to
that's it.
training too. Hello, welcome to Thoughts from Your Boy podcast. I am your host, Just This. Who do we have on the line?
Uh-oh, is the phone turned
It's
up or
Jay.
something?
Okay, there we go. Who's on the line?
Can you hear me? It's Jay.
Okay, how you doing, Miss J?
Yep, we hear you.
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. We're both good.
Absolutely. What you
So,
got on the
It's just
topic?
laughing. Like, can y'all hear me?
yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
we can
you.
hear
But if
you.
you're trying to hear yourself on the actual podcast, you gonna not be able to hear it because you're gonna hear like a feedback or you're gonna hear
Yeah.
a delay.
Just go ahead and just say what you need to say, but don't try to
No,
hear
I
yourself
muted
back.
that.
Okay. So, what's your opinion or what's your thoughts?
So I think I missed the part. If I could get you to go back because I feel like it's relevant to kind of what I wanted to say. Said you were saying something about you had to apologize to one of his friends because of something you said in order to preserve that friendship. I'd
Yeah.
love to hear that little snippet again, just because I think it's relevant to what I feel like I can chime in about, the different perspectives and if y'all are
Okay.
listening to the ladies.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, me and one of his female friends on the podcast, we had a back and forth, right? Well, what happened was he had a topic. I was talking about the topic. I did not know that this particular topic was about a person's situation specifically. I didn't know this, right? Had I known this, I would have changed my wording. I really would have. After the show, I told him, what On the show, I apologized to her 3 times on the show. After the show, I told him, hey, tell her I apologize once again. I don't want you to lose what seems to be a good friend to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is his homegirl, this is his homie, this is his friend. I didn't want to mess that up for him. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they doing anything, I'm just saying, you know. So I apologized again through him because it was important to me as a friend to him to not mess up his other friendship that he had with other people, you know? So
Right.
and that was just important to me. I didn't know that the topic we was talking about was about her until she actually said it in the chat. She said, well, hey, listen, this is about me specifically. I didn't know that. So once she said that, I'm like, whoa, let me reel it back because this is bro friend. And I don't, even though what I said was my opinion, I would have said it differently. You know what I'm saying? Had I known that the person who we was talking about was his friend and was currently in the chat watching. Jared, what's up, Jared?
I get that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's
I
just,
guess when
you know.
I chime in, because I've had it happen from both sides. I've had it happen, as a host on my podcast because we have men and women on the panel. And I've had it happen with, the men and women in the comments when we're trying to make sure that we're giving equal play to the different vantage points, right? Because that's how we roll. We invite them to chime in, ask questions, we can end the conversation as we're going. And so I respect you for apologizing. But what I'm going to ask is, I'm sorry, what's your name again? Please forgive me. I forgot your friend name. What's your name?
I'm just this.
Yeah. Okay. That was, man, mishandled that and dropped the ball and not tell him that was an ongoing situation when she was in the contest. Like, how you leave something like that?
Well, my defense, which I hate defending myself, but she gave me the idea, and I took the part of the idea, and I just gave him the blueprint of the idea. I didn't give him the actual ins and out of it because we were time restraint,
Right.
and he jumped out on his opinion on that particular subject. And when I talked about her, when we did favor her side or try to talk her side, she was already mad by that point. So
that's pretty much how it went.
Gotcha.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
But it was just important to me that I didn't mess up a friendship that he had. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's not what grown men do. You know, so
definitely.
and he can tell you I said this. Hey, tell her I'm sorry. Tell her it's my fault.
Yeah,
You didn't do nothing
did.
wrong. Blame
Yeah.
me. I literally said that because
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to lose no friendships over something that I say.
Right.
I mean, it's the truth.
That's true. But if I lose
know,
a friendship over something you say, how good of friends could we really have been?
Well, I agree with that, but I figure that's the decision for you to make.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want. It's not going to be.
That's why the Teddy situation went the way it went.
Right.
So,
I just looked at it like, man, do what you can do, meaning me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you can say, hey, I'm sorry, I apologize, I didn't know. Now, some people would say, Said, you're not being genuine if you would have changed what you would have said if you would have known it was your friend. And I disagree with that because everybody knows
came from a different vantage point.
Everybody know me and know that I'm good with words. So on one hand, I can say something, and then on the other hand, I can say something. You know what I'm saying? Had I known that was his friend, I would have said something. I would have changed my wording around to where someone wasn't offended by what I said because we listen and we don't judge. So I would have changed my words around. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was just a topic that we was talking about until she felt
like we were really judging her.
Right, and she felt like we was judging her. And listen, I understand. I get it. Like going back and watching it, if I was in the chat, you know what I'm saying? I could understand what she's saying. Not saying I would have did it as a man, but I'm saying as a woman, I can't speak for women, but I'm just saying I understand why she reacted the way she reacted. And I'm not mad at that. But more importantly, I didn't want my homie to lose a friend. Me and bro, we tight. I don't want him to lose no friends because I said something on the podcast.
I mean, you didn't make me lose a friend. I think the only friend that I don't have
Hey,
based
you
off
got
a
people subscribing
podcast.
to you too. We appreciate you, Delta, for subscribing, man. She cool. So they got a
Is
dope podcast too.
yeah, I think the only friend that I lost that was from the podcast would be Tanya, but Tanya did that to herself more or less. I mean, I don't know. I don't think
Another
we
one?
not friends. I mean, if she ever pick up the phone and call, I'd probably answer and you know, but
Well, to chime in about the male female part of it, I don't know what the show was. I remember. If you want to share the link, I'm happy to go back and watch it so I can catch up and see what happened. But I think there's just a disadvantage sometimes because we do communicate very differently, right? And I hate when people say that women are so emotional, men are not, because there's a lot of men are just as emotional as women, but we just display it in different ways, right?
it's true.
But
I agree. I agree with. Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
We have a specific point that we set out to discuss, then it is going to make it seem like if we as women aren't privy to that, you know what I'm saying, and
Right.
we're not talking in such a way as to align with your point, then it might come across. I mean, I had a recent situation. I know that sometimes you get a chance to catch up. I don't know if you saw that particular show in January. I had to move one of my podcast co-hosts because of a situation that kept happening live during the podcast, which he didn't want to be with a women. And we tried, it was a thing. I was kept trying to get him to understand that what he was saying was extremely antagonistic. And even after we got off air, it's early to kind of be
Thank you.
and he's not like, hey, help me understand. But when guys kind of jumped before and said, we see where the disconnect is. Let us help you. He just got defensive and down. And I think it all comes back to, again, there's a and when we communicate,
It is.
the verbiage is different, the language is different, the context is different, and so when it comes to communication,
Well,
Gotcha.
oh, you can go ahead, Bert. Go ahead.
And I appreciate that because that's the clarity that we didn't understand because
Right.
like when people that we know personally respond in the comments, we know what they mean because we know how they talk. But
Right.
when we have people in the comments that we don't talk on the phone to, we don't know what they mean and how they intended that to come across. So sometimes it come across rude, sometimes it come across as misinformed, sometimes it come across as confused, like where did that come from? Or like it has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. But then again, at the same token, like we've told people on the podcast, sometimes we don't catch your comment when you write it. We catch
Right.
it after we didn't finish that thought. And then
Right.
we trying to read back and understand where that tied in and what thought, and we be gone. So
That's why I try to catch the comments when they come up. But let me say this, Jazz. Do you know that after every show, me and my wife normally have a conversation about the podcast because she watches. Like she probably watching right now. But
yeah,
I definitely try to get a female's understanding, a female's point of view, a grown woman's point of view. So me and my wife, we normally talk about the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm in the restaurant. So when I get home, if she's watching, which I know she is, we'll talk about it. We'll chop it up, and she'll give me her opinion. And my wife does not agree with me all the time, y'all.
Amen said.
So I just want to let everybody know she don't agree with me all the time. She'll give me the real. She'll be like, "Nah, babe, look, this is this from a woman's point of view. You know what I'm saying? This is how we would feel about when you say this, or if this say this. You know what I'm saying? Or a woman may not say this, but they gonna say this. So I remember all this stuff that she be telling me, and I keep it in mind because the same way we have thoughts and opinions, women have thoughts and opinions too. And I can't be talking about me personally now. I can't be jumping out the gym, jumping out the window, and just flying off the handle and saying stuff.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all the little gems and nuggets that my wife be giving me on different stuff. Like, okay, so throughout the show, we'll be talking, and she'll text me, and it'll come. Now y'all can't see it on y'all end, but on my end, it'll pop up, and she might give me a little gem, like, "Hey, remember that women look at stuff like this." And I'd be like, okay, bet, cool. So now when I'm talking, I can remember to approach it from this aspect. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
have any friends texting me about the show unless they come up with the idea and the show's about them, and then they
Right.
get mad and go off on me in my text, and I'll be like,
Right. And that's what I don't be wanting. for real. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that's important. You know what I'm saying? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Delta said, the two women I brought to the show didn't like your stance on certain issues regarding faith. It turned them off. They don't watch. Sometimes they get deep for
Damn.
as apologies,
What?
ideologies.
Well, first,
I mean, but
go ahead. You got it.
no, go ahead. No, you
Okay.
ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
I was gonna say, pertaining to that, Delta also said something else earlier in the chat where he said, um, he do like to see more people involved in the chat, right? Because the chat be
Yeah,
rolling at times, and it do. And he said that he would love to see this show when it blow up and has more viewership, because he think it'd be great. And I agree with that. But it goes along directly with what he just said. That comment right there. It's going to be some people who don't like some of the things that we say, but believe it or not, those will be the people that's going to come back because they find it interesting. It's something about us that we don't agree with them, but we don't agree with them in a way to where we trying to put them down or offend them. And
right.
those will be the same ones that'll come back to the podcast or tell their homegirls, hey, I seen this podcast with these two guys and they blah, 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 blah. Now that's going to make other people come to the show. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with Delta when he say he would love to see this podcast when it blow up and we have way more
You'd love to
views.
see the podcast when it blow up.
I would too. Like, honestly, knowing me.
If I can jump in for a second.
Knock yourself out.
I also think it has to do with the disconnect in, again, how we communicate to the masculine and the feminine. So a lot of times when men are responding to women, when we give our thoughts on something, our opinion on something, in a
Bad connection.
right, can you rephrase it? Can you repeat it? Give it to me again. Whatever. And just and
Okay.
so, as an example, I just had that happen yesterday. A friend called me and said, "Hey, can you give me a minute?" I communicated that. Hey, can you give me 5 minutes for you?
MJ Hustle,
Now,
what's
at
up?
40-minute mark, I said, you know what? I need to go. So, let's go ahead and bring this to an end. Answered your question. You know, I feel like we're talking in circles. Maybe I no. Everything you said is correct, but it's basic. Said, you're taking up 40 minutes of my time and asking to have a follow-up conversation after this. So instead of him just hearing me when I said, I'm giving you enough time, giving you free labor, that turned into him wanting to be insulting. And so I think a lot of times, again, there's that disconnect in being said, how was being said. Now, I will say this, I've been in some of the comments before, and I was kind of like, oh, I didn't talk to him in real life because we just be at each other. But he seems to have a different personality tonight, which is
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Before you say that, let me say this. I need so I'm sure you can hear everything she's saying.
Right.
I need you to relay that to us because not everything she's saying is coming across clearly. So
Okay.
go ahead and, you know what I'm saying?
Recap what she said?
Yes.
Okay. So she just said that the other day, might have been yesterday or the other day, she said she was exhausted, and one of her friends said, "Can I patch you in to somebody that want a three-way?" And so she was like, "Sure, just give me 5 minutes." And so she got to talking to him about real estate, and the person that she was talking to was a man. And by the end of her conversation, he said that he felt like the information she gave him was real basic. And she was like, "Well, if you feel like it's basic, why are you trying to make another call with me? This is free labor I'm giving you. Just be thankful for the information." And he didn't take it that way, so then he got insulting and disrespectful.
Wow.
And what I was going to say to that, not necessarily me, but a lot of people, men and women, they get defensive when they feel like they're not being heard properly, or when they feel like a point that they want to make isn't being reached or understood. And I realize that the more we do these shows, because like I said, I've been doing another show a long time. We do this show, been running for a moment. So, like with my friend, for instance, when she felt like you insulted her lifestyle, she was mad. She didn't want to hear, I'm sorry. She didn't want to hear none of that. She just wanted to be like, that's fucked up. Da, 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 da. And what Jazz just said is she didn't tune in on some podcasts and she was like, I didn't been, I guess, wild, or my responses were out the window. And she was thinking, she was like, if I met this person in real life, we probably go back and forth. And I'm really not that guy. I don't like to debate. I don't like to argue, but I do stand on what I believe in. If I believe it, you can't tell me I'm wrong because I believe it. Just like if you tell me something you believe, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong.
Right.
But when we come to conversations that like the conversation that Delta wants us to talk about is religion. Every time we get on religion, people get pissed off at me because I say different things. I don't say the typical run to God or follow faith or I don't say those things. Those aren't the things that I do. But at the same token, when your frat brother told me, if all these people believe in God, Jesus Christ or whatnot, and it's been helping them through their life, who am I to tell them that that's not real to them? And I feel like that resonated with me. If it's real with you, I'm not going to tell you it's wrong. But if I tell you that's not real to me, you can't get mad at me because I don't share the same belief.
Okay, so few things, right? Few things on that. One, who is that? Mama S. Thank you for jumping in the room. How you doing? Let us know where you taking us out from. Sub to us, we sub back. Shakira, thank you for taking us out. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that. MMW one time. That's the band, y'all, when I was in college. So MMW.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Appreciate that.
Mama S. How
Mama
things
S
going today?
said, religion debates don't end well. They never do, unless you're on this channel. But let me say this. Let me say this. A lot we've had a lot of religious debates on this show. We have. I think it's all for us as the host of the show. We have to be able to communicate. We have to choose our words carefully when trying to approach that situation, because you as the viewer, you can say whatever you want. We cannot respond the way that we truly want to. And that's because excuse me, that's because we are trying to run a podcast and we don't want to run anybody off and offend anybody. So our main goal is to keep this conversation moving, but at the same time, speak our truth. He's more straight to the point. He gonna say what he say. It is what it is. He gonna say what he say. Me, I'm more of a wordsmith sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And I can, you know what I'm saying, choose words and throw them out there. He ain't got time for all that. He ain't trying to do that. He don't want. He can. Don't get it twisted. He can. He just don't want to. He don't want to. He's not gonna do that. So when we had these conversations about religion, he's gonna speak his mind, and we respect that. And I think that's what I respect about him a lot. Bro, just gonna say what the fuck he gotta say, and if you don't like it, then he don't care. He hope that you respect it, but he really don't care if you don't either. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what makes our podcast so good, because of his mindset and my mindset. And when you come together with both of our mindsets, we're able to have a conversation with people about any topic.
Any topic. Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'm way off base to some people and he's right on base. So that's what keeps them there. And then with other people, it's the other way around. I'm right on base and he's off base. So normally with most topics, one of us is going to be right on base with how you think, you, the viewer, how you think. So yeah, we appreciate that.
Mama S, I'm sorry things ain't going as best they could. I know the situation. You're right. Politics and religion always go left, but it all depends on your purpose on coming on the channel and asking about those things. Cause like if you ask me what color the sky is, and I tell you the sky is purple, and you say no, it's not. If you don't know the sky is not purple, how you gonna argue with me that the sky ain't purple? So Miss Shakira, yeah, I agree. Yeah, you have the good dynamic. Thank you.
Thank you.
MJ
We
Hustle,
appreciate
I can't
that.
believe I was brainwashed. So you've been talking to MJ Hustle, huh, Delta? Okay. That says a lot. That says a whole lot. That says a whole lot. I'm not saying he's wrong either. I love his opinion on a lot of things, but he might not get on the channel enough to express his personal views about religion to the masses. He'll tell any person one on one,
Right.
maybe to a small crowd.
I
He
mean,
might tell a small crowd the ins and out of how he feel, but a lot of times he keep it under wraps. He don't tell. Like I'm the one getting my head chopped off because I'm the one jumping out the window on the things that me and
because
him
you,
sit down and talk about.
bro, because you
So
don't care, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna say you don't care, but it's like if somebody asks you their opinion, you gonna give it to them. If they ask you your opinion, you are gonna give them your opinion.
I mean, this is my thing though. So one, my opinion ain't wrong because it's my opinion. One,
Right. Right.
two, my opinion has some fact in it. It's not just like I pulled out my ass and said, hey, you know what? This is it. And
Right.
you gotta accept it. So it's not that.
Right.
So then three, I don't really care what I say to people because like I said, if you said what you said to me, I'm not gonna get mad about it. I'm gonna take it in stride and think about it. If it holds some merit or some weight, I'm gonna apply it to where it needs to be applied.
And that's how it should be. I think the problem when it comes to religion is when people can't hold space for other viewpoints. Respect goes a
Right?
long way. I agree with that. Because if you're a Christian and you're talking to someone who's a Muslim,
Not right.
well, someone who's a Muslim, a person of
Right.
another faith, that conversation can be either really good or really
It
bad.
can. It can.
It's gonna come down to what she just said. Respect for the other person, and
It
that's
is. It is. But at the same token, there's certain characteristics that certain Christians have and certain characteristics that certain Muslims have. Like someone asked me once, the Japanese kill themselves for what they believe in. Muslims will go to war for what they believe in, but Christians won't do anything violent. But yet, if you don't believe what they believe, then they want to get violent.
but let me ask you this. With that being said, and I agree with you, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, does that make them wrong for what they believe?
No,
Because just
no,
because every other religion is willing to kill and Christians aren't for their beliefs, that don't
right,
make them wrong for what they believe.
right.
They're
But then
just
at the
not willing
same
to take it as
token,
far.
you can't attack someone because they don't believe what you believe.
Exactly. and
Because like
and,
when
and
you think about a Muslim, what people don't know, Muslims are really peaceful people. There's two type of Muslims though. There's your Sunnis and your Shiites. Your Sunnis, they're laid back, they're calm, they're all about the religion, they're all about Allah. And then your Shiites are your radical Muslims, is what they like to call them when you're in the military and you go overseas. And those Muslims believe that the Western world is the enemy, period. Like, period.
well,
Like there ain't nothing about the Western world that they don't believe is a problem. So
um, okay. So two things. First, let me address the comment. Mama S said, "As a Christian, I disagree respectfully." Mama S, let us know what you disagree with. Also, there is a call-in number if you want to, call in and voice your opinion. The other thing I would say is this: there's a saying that goes, "Not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslim." So you got to think about that. You know what I'm saying? From a metaphorically standpoint.
interpret it the way it's meant to be interpreted.
Yeah, metaphorically
Not
and
all not
literally.
all Muslims are terrorists, but
But
all
all
terrorists
terrorists
are
happen
Muslims.
to be
But see, the only problem with that is we just had some terrorists back when Donald Trump didn't get elected that stormed the Capitol. Those were terrorists too. That's traitorous acts. When Timothy McVeigh blew up the Oklahoma building in Oklahoma, that was a terrorist act. So
now. No, bruh, trust me. Like I said, I'm with you, and I feel you. And oh, Delta, I appreciate what you just said because I was literally about to say that. Literally, Mama S, this is a safe space. You can say whatever you want. Like I promise you, you can say whatever you want. We will not judge you. This is for conversation. So please let us know how you feel. And Delta, I appreciate you, bro, for saying that. You literally said the words I was about to say. Safe
okay,
space conversation.
let me not say Christians will attack you. Not all Christians will attack
Not
you.
all.
But but there's a certain group of Christians that if you don't believe that Jesus is God or God is Jesus or however you want to pedangle that, they get mad and angry. I was told, hey, I don't have a relationship with God because I didn't believe what they believe.
Right.
That's an attack.
Well, I mean, I've heard that too. I got attacked by my own relatives. I ain't gonna say which one it was, but you know, yeah, and that's because that person is a preacher. You know what I'm saying? And he said certain things about me, and you know, it is what it is. I don't get mad about that. I just have that demeanor where people can say what they want. That's always been my thought. Now you ain't gonna disrespect me, but you can say what you want as far as you know, stuff like that. Hold on. I forgot what this
Simpson.
said verbatim. Something about Christians will attack you. Mama S. This what you said about Christians attacking people. Let me know
I
because that's
said
what Mama S said.
certain Christians will get mad and attack you if you say you don't believe what they believe in.
Okay, now let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. So, Mama S, I want you to respond to that part right there. Let us know what you think. Like I said, this is a safe space. We don't judge. We have these type of conversations with people all the time. Also, let me say this: we are we are off topic, but everybody who come to our podcast know that we're gonna get off topic. We're gonna get off topic,
How you
but
doing, Samson?
this
Bree
topic,
Sampson's coming.
okay, the title can apply. And how can it apply? Do we listen to women? Do we listen to women when they're talking about their religious beliefs? How about that? You see what I'm saying? So the topic can still apply. I don't want nobody to think that damn the title say one thing, they're talking about something else. Women say a lot of things. Are you listening? Religion being one of them. So I just want to tie that in. But go ahead, bro. Samson. Oh, Samson. We ain't seen Samson in here in a while. Very true. The majority of Muslims I've met are the nicest, peaceful people. Very sad the radical Muslim give them a bad rap, but at the same time, I don't hear the same Muslim condemn them though. That is a absolute fact. Samson just made a big fact. Oh my goodness. Mama S said, I guess if it doesn't apply, I'll let it fly. No, we want your opinion, Mama S, for real. Doesn't apply to me, but I suppose I have seen Christians fight fire with fire. SIP said, I have to agree. I grew up in Christianity, went to seminary, trained in ministry, and yet because I no longer say I am Christian, majority of those I know, the majority of those I now meet will say I don't believe in God. Okay, I want to speak to that directly right there, right?
That's a lot of faith.
I really enjoy having these conversations with my wife. For real.
That's a lot of faith. That's a lot of trained faith.
But hold on, because I'm getting direct to what she said. But I enjoy having religious conversations with my wife. My wife, since the day we freaking met, right, had a mindset that was different than most, right? Pro-black, not a Christian, and at the time I was, you know what I'm saying? At the time I was going to church. Well, not faithfully, but I was going to church. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just being honest. I wasn't going every Sunday, but I would go every now and again. But my wife was different. She was the one who was going to the Malcolm X Center. You know what I'm saying? She was the one who was like, hey, this and hey, that, hey, whatever, hey, whatever. So, and I appreciated that though, because I had never really, yeah, I'm good. I had never heard that point of view here. Now in New York, where I'm originally from, I would hear that from everybody. But here, I didn't hear that from anybody, especially someone who I was interested in being with. You know what I'm saying? Until I met my wife, and I'm like, oh shit, she on the same shit I'm on. You know what I'm saying? And I just got caught up in the mix of being here. So when I met her and she started talking what she was talking, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciated that. And it goes directly to what SIP, and I say SIP, but it's sex, intimacy, and power. I'm glad they wrote it out in the chat. It said I had to agree. I grew up in Christianity, went to seminary, trained in missions ministry, and yet because I no longer say I'm a Christian, the majority of those I now meet will say I don't believe in God. So you see how things flip just so quick, and she's learning so much because it's like now that you learning more. Now they saying, oh, you don't believe in God, you an atheist, you're agnostic. You know what I'm saying? And some of the other terms that they may throw out there. LOL, yes it is. Years in this journey. Jay, man, I know it is. See, And this is why we invite different people onto this show to show y'all, this is real. Everybody deal with this.
Like, okay, for example, perfect example. So, to those that know who my brother is MJ Hustle, and to those that know what he believes in, he believes in the ancestors. He believes in hoodoo. He believes in voodoo, Haitian voodoo, black hoodoo, and the ancestors. So,
right.
He's at work, and he told somebody that a preacher came to him and said, "Hey, you been to church lately?" He said, "No, that God don't serve me no more." And the preacher's like, "Why would you say that?" And he said, "So the colonizer God is not my God. I don't pray to that. That's not working for me in my life."
Right.
And so the preacher's like, "Here, read this." And so,
I agree.
So his response to when the preacher come back and ask him, did he read the scripture that he gave him? He gonna tell him, "I read it, but again, I these are his words, so I'm gonna say them just the way he said it." He said, "I'm gonna tell him, no, I read it, but it don't apply to me because I don't believe in Jesus. And if you don't like what I gotta say, tell Jesus come down here and take my life away." That's what he said.
Now, bruh, it's a few things I want to say. First, let me read these comments, and it's one particular comment I wanted to get your opinion on, bruh, for real. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. Delta said facts.
Oh, my shit ain't
SIP
even
said
moving.
LOL, it is years in this journey. Delta Root said, Jay, man, I know it is. Delta Root said, Jay, you being a woman that can be more challenging in most churches. Kojic, COGIC, which is Church of God in Christ, Apostolic, and Pentecost. Okay, SIP said facts, Delta. MJ Hustle, who he was just talking about, said, sex, intimacy, power, what are your spiritual beliefs? MJ Hustle said, I wonder what he think of the Sinners movie, right? You know what I'm saying? Which is a big movie that's going on right now. Then she said this, woo, what people be ready to run when I start breaking down the Bible and showing the rituals. That's the conversation I want to talk to you about, bro. That part right there, when she said, people be ready to run when I start breaking down the Bible, when I start breaking the Bible down and showing the rituals. Okay, before you start, let me read these other comments too, because I know we finna get off into something. That movie looked good,
on my thing?
Like it has a lot of subliminals. MJ Hustle, I haven't seen it yet. Going Friday, I can't wait to see it. Sinners is a great movie. I've seen it twice. Okay, I'm gonna go back.
All right.
SIP said this. Woo! People be ready to run when I start breaking the Bible down and showing the rituals. Let me say this to this. This was one of the first people to tell me the Bible and hoodoo had some of the same rituals.
They do.
He was one of the first people to tell me this. So with someone else saying this in the comment, I want you to go ahead and touch on that comment right there.
So first off, the Bible in most cases is force fed to people. Most people don't go back and read the Bible with their own understanding of what the Bible says, does, and whatever. Because for me, everything in the Bible is contradicted, right? That's for me. Secondly, it was brought to my attention when you go to church, there's an altar. You praise someone on this altar, right? So if that's an altar and you're praising someone and witchcraft is wrong, how do you justify that? That's not right either then. Witchcraft is witchcraft, right? The whole book of Psalms ain't nothing but spells. The person who wrote the Bible, the most popular version of the Bible is King James. The person that wrote the Bible, the most popular version of it, wrote a demon book first. Solomon in the Bible was given dominion over demons. He had a ring. His ring was special. He could give it to different people, get another one, and he could cast away demons, call demons, and cast them away. So if you could do that in the Bible, why is anything anybody else does in any other religion wrong? Why is it wrong if my brother grabbed a chicken by the head, cut his throat, and drained the blood in front of the altar? Why is that wrong? You eat the bread and drink of the blood when you go to the altar at church.
Ooh.
Whether it's a physical blood or a symbolic blood, you drink that. Some people have real wine in those cups. Wine is supposed to be the blood of Jesus. That's a ritual. You're talking to a dead person. So when it got introduced to me, it was, hey, you got pictures by your bed. Are those your grandparents? I said, yeah. So see, you got dead people looking over you every day. I'm like, dang, I do. Like, I didn't even think about it like that. I wake up, they see me, I see them every morning. I don't have an altar like my brother does. I haven't took it that far, but if an altar is wrong, if they teach you in the Bible, black magic or magic period is wrong, for the simple fact it has, you build altars to demons and false gods, demigods. How you gonna say your altar is to the right God?
Well,
You know, church is a place where he force feeds you a sermon. Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Okay. Remember, let us know what they say because it may not come across.
All right, you're live with Just This, your host. What's going on, bro?
You a little deep there, boy. Hey, my boy.
he said I'm getting a little deep with the message.
Who is it? Who is that?
That's Chief. That's Chief.
Okay. Oh, what up, bro? What up, bro?
That's
Okay.
MJ Hustle live and in the building.
MJ Hustle in the building.
See, you got something you want to say to the people, sir? You want to chime in?
This is about a little situation that happened at work. He asked me, did I, go to church for Easter? I told him, no, I don't, believe that way, and also when I said that, I, said, respectfully, I'm not, being funny or nothing like that. So,
can y'all hear him? Hold on, can y'all hear him?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, say it again.
I just told him I don't believe that way no more. Not trying to be funny. No, I didn't. Go to church for Easter. I stayed at home. I stayed with my ancestors. I did my spiritual work what I was supposed to do and cleaned off my houses and made fresh water like I do every Sunday. And I did that. But I didn't go that deep into it when I told him. So the next time I said I come to work, he printed out Revelations 21, chapter 21, verse 8.
Okay.
And I looked at it, and I read it, and I'm like, well, this, like, if you're trying to scare me, I ain't scared to me, but I haven't had a conversation with,
Start right down. Let me catch the people up what you said. All right. So he was talking about the situation I told y'all about where the preacher saw him at work. He said the context was the preacher asked him, did he go to church on Easter? And he said, no, I don't really believe that way. That's how he said it. I don't believe that way.
Okay.
And so he was like, I don't, so what I did do is talk to the ancestors.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to the ancestors, change the water, change what I set out for them every Sunday. He said I did my spiritual work like I do, and then I got I told him that's what I do. And so he's like, Monday came and he gave him a scripture, Revelations. You said 21:8 or 12:8?
21:8.
21:8. He said he was trying to scare him. That's how he took it. The preacher was trying to scare him back into being a Christian. That's an attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and continue.
Like, if this will scare me, if I'm gonna burn it in a lake of fire, he needs to come more than that, So
excuse me.
I had to talk with him, but we haven't got back on that conversation again.
All right. So he said the scripture he gave him was a scripture about burning in a lake of fire, and he said that didn't scare him enough for him to say he want to run back to Christianity, and that's just not what he believed in. So he still joked with him about other stuff, but they ain't got back on the subject of religion lately. So,
Okay.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, so if okay, for one, church is any place that you can gather with other people, like-minded people, and praise God. That's church.
In the Bible it says where, and I want to get this correctly. So it says, where more than two shall gather, I shall be in the presence. That's literally what it says. Where more
So you
than
don't gotta
two
go
shall
to a
gather.
building, a
Two or
temple, a
more
mosque.
shall gather.
Right. You don't gotta go. You don't gotta go none of those places. You can go to a park
really?
and tell somebody, "Hey, let's all sit down here and fellowship about whoever."
Okay.
And so, like, my thing is, the thing I told my brother that he repeated me.
Ma'am.
The thing my brother said to me that he repeated to me that he said I said to him, he said, we have too much access to information on the internet for us to not know who we were or who we belong to as people from back in the day.
Yeah, Buccaneer Bowl with carnitas. Yes. And then you can give me 2 more chicken tacos and make it to go. The same way, like with the lettuce and cheese? Yes, ma'am. Okay. My bad, bro. I had to place to go order. I'm kind of hungry. I want to speak on a comment that was made kind of a few minutes ago, but it speaks directly to what Chief was saying. So SIP said, talk, altars, ritual, spells, works, witchcraft. This is my kind of conversation. And it's in this is what she said in the chat right here. Altars, ritual, spells, work, witchcraft. This is my kind of conversation. You would see, for me, this is shocking because you just never know who believes in, and I don't mean believe like that, but I'm saying who believes in what, who thinks what. So
I mean,
with Chief coming out and saying the things that he's saying and stuff like that, and now he's making other people comfortable with saying what they believe. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I agree with him. He's absolutely correct. He said earlier in the chat that it's scriptures, it's hoodoo in scriptures.
It is.
Hoodoo is based in scripture. And then for this person to come behind him and say altars, ritual, spells, works, witchcraft. See, bruh, how crazy is that though?
Okay, so like the videos that I seen y'all like with the Anunnaki and stuff.
Yeah,
like if the Anunnakis created all this, right? The Anunnakis explain who your Jesus was. The Anunnaki explains who the devil would be in that scenario and why they say, oh, he's bad, but he didn't do nothing but enlighten you. He didn't do like so. Me and my best friend, we looked it up one day. We were talking to Chat GPT, and she said, "Who is the devil?" And it said the devil is Lucifer. Sometimes goes by the name of Satan. It says he was put here to test and tempt you. But I'm like, if he's telling you the truth, what is the test? Where is the temptation? So when people say the devil made him do it, that's just an excuse. Like when people say, if I drink white, I go crazy. Or if I drink brown, I get violent. No, those are the things you wanted to do anyway. You just choose that, oh, I got liquor in my system. Now I can make an excuse for it. So that's how I look at when people say the devil made me do this or God said that. Because, and I'm not saying this to be crazy or anything, but I've told the internet, I hear voices several times. The voices I hear are as loud as the people I talk to outside. Right here. As loud as the people I talk to outside. When I ask anybody to say that they're deeply Christian or deeply spiritual and they hear God's voice, they always say it sounds like a whisper. I don't hear whispers. I hear real voices like me and you talk right now.
Right.
So either some fucked up here or what they hear is not really what they hear.
So if you have ever watched the show Lucifer, I love it because I think it offers a perspective that's probably close
He's not
to the
bad
truth.
at all in that show. He solves murders. He saves lives. that's not a bad depiction of who he is. Even if you watch
Dragon Ball
Supernatural,
Z.
even if you watch Supernatural,
Oh,
their
great show.
depiction of
Great
their
show.
depiction of who Satan and Gabriel or Michael were. Those like Michael do fucked up shit.
And let me say this: my wife got me watching that show, Supernatural, as well as Grimm, Grimm. These
Yeah,
are
yeah.
old
Grimm a
shows.
good one too. Grimm a good
Grimm
one
was a
too.
phenomenal show. I never watched that show.
Evil's pretty good.
My wife got me watching that show, bro, for real. So, but bruh, it's just funny that you never see. Somebody also said, also the Grimm is another good show. Right after I said that, somebody else said Grimm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently at the end of Grimm because I didn't watch it when it was on. I didn't even know about the show. But Grimm with Vescence, you know what I'm saying, and all these spirits and stuff, and they take a lot of Norwegian stuff and a lot of American mythology and Greek mythology but bruh, the Grimm is a great show. But my wife got me watching this stuff and it ties into a lot of the stuff that we're talking about now. You know what I'm saying? So when MJ Hustle get on here, he talking about hoodoo and spiritual stuff and rituals and stuff like that. And then like also like you just explained when you talking about drinking the blood of Jesus and eating his flesh with the crackers and the what type of grapefruit? Not grapefruit, but
sometimes wine, but yeah.
Well,
sometimes
normally
grapefruit.
It's
grape juice.
Yeah, grape juice. You know what I'm saying? So that way,
juice most of the time.
The kids can take it too. You know what I'm saying? So it's grape juice. But like you said, symbolically, this is what you're doing, and you may not even understand that it's no different than, like you said, hoodoo, witchcraft, Vodun, not voodoo, but Vodun. And I'm sure this know exactly what I mean when I say that because my wife taught me the difference between voodoo and Vodun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference. It's a big difference.
Is.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear
just like when you meet certain white people that say they Wiccans.
Right. Exactly, bro. And this is what we talking about. So these type of conversations, I love having them, and I get surprised at how many other people like to have them because I would be thinking that people would be turned off. But in reality, they really turned on because they think about this kind of stuff too, and they don't find it to be weird. They don't find it to be blasphemous. Oh, blasphemy! No, they like hell no. I think about this too.
It's only blasphemy when you don't want to accept that there's more than one thing out there.
Absolutely.
You know, if you want to believe the Earth is round and there's planets, then that's great. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to believe that we live in a Fairmont and on the other side of the Fairmont is all these different lands and places, believe that too. Until you go over there, no one knows until you prove it.
SIP, we glad you jumped on here tonight too. We definitely appreciate that.
We do.
What's the difference between hoodoo and voodoo? I want MJ Hustle to talk about that if he don't mind, to drop that in the comments. Someone asked that question. I literally teach this to my mentees, so I love these conversations. Hoodoo is an African American practice, not a religion. Voodoo is a religion and is also regional. I find this to be interesting, and they are both closed practices. What's up, family? Enjoying the convo. All love to everyone in here. What's up, Deuces? We appreciate you dropping that comment. We are having a really, I would call this an adult conversation. If you are not an adult, if you're not mature, this is not the conversation for you. Some of y'all super hardcore Christians, y'all not gonna be with this. Y'all gonna think that we tripping, but this is a really adult conversation that we have, regardless of what you believe, regardless of what the title says. The title applies to this as well. So when we say, are we listening to women when they speak? You have women who speak about hoodoo, voodoo, vodun, you know what I'm saying, religious practices, witchcraft. Are you listening to women when they speak about this stuff? So the title, don't let the title mislead you to thinking that we're supposed to go down a certain path. It is all encompassing. Thank you very much. It's all encompassing. You know what I'm saying? And it encompasses this conversation as well. For real. You would be surprised at the amount of people who think
And
about
whoever
some of the
just
things
came
that
in the
we were
room,
talking about.
whoever keep coming in and out, like the video before y'all leave. Like the video. We need that. Like the video. Share the video. You said what?
Deuces, we appreciate you. We know you got to get back to work. We appreciate you tuning in real quick. On,
We
you know what I'm
really
saying?
do.
Thank you very much, bro. Share it with your coworkers. Let them know that there's a podcast that would allow you to say whatever you want to say. We listen
Within
and
reason.
we
No,
don't
I'm just
judge.
playing.
So talk to your boy podcast. And for the record, let me say this. Let me just say this, y'all, for the record, and I want everybody to pay attention. That background that this got right now, that shit fire. That background that this got right now, y'all, that shit fire. In the South, we might say it's fire. That shit fire. You know what I'm saying? But you know, up north for all my up north people in Midwest and out west, it's fire. It's fire. But in the South, we say it's fire. That shit fire right there. Y'all see that shit. I just had to point that out, y'all. I know some of y'all seen it like, damn, that's dope as hell. It really is, though. But we gonna get back to the conversation. I get
Miss
pissed
Lady
when
J, do
people
you still
say,
feel like we don't listen?
somebody said, I get pissed when people say, no, you can't watch Sinners or Lucifer because it's wicked and you be possessed. People don't understand that Lucifer is not the devil and the devil is not Satan. I agree with that. Listen, y'all, I want to throw something out there. Do y'all know how Satan, the devil, whatever you want to call him, got tagged with the name Lucifer? I'm gonna tell you. It was back during politics in the 1700s. 1700s, I believe it was. Somebody look it up for me. But one political opponent literally said that his opponent was the devil. And guess what that man's name was? His opponent name was Lucifer. So guess what the devil name got tagged as? Lucifer. That is a true story, y'all. You can
the
look
fake
this up.
Jesus is a gay nephew of the king. Did you know that?
Say it again.
The person that they paint as Jesus, the fake Jesus, is
Yes.
he was a gay nephew of the king.
Absolutely, yes. His name is David. Oh, David something. David Caesar, not Caesar. David something. I can't remember his last name, but yeah, that was a commission painting. He was paid to paint that. Absolutely, yes. That's why now, when you ask black churches, why do you have this picture up on your wall, and then they respond with, what difference does it make? I'm not going to your church. I'm not going to your church because it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. I would never go to your church, sir or ma'am, because you have a lot of female pastors right now, which is against the rules, but whatever. I'll never go to your church because you have that person up as Jesus. And when you ask, their response is, what difference do it make? It makes a huge difference because this was a commission painting. He paid somebody to paint him as the face of Jesus. Y'all do know that, right? If you don't, you just found that out. You can look that up. Google it right now. I'm just saying. But anyway,
and again, that's why I say it's too much information out there for people to just be like, you're a Christian and that's it. Because
cash at me for that shirt.
Because the truth of the matter is, I'm 45, says 45. My brother's 45. And we've been around long enough for people have said Jesus coming back. He's on his way back. The end is coming. The end ain't nowhere in sight. So if the end ain't nowhere in sight and Jesus ain't came back yet,
now let me say this though, because if there is a Christian in the chat, right? We are not trying to offend you. We would love to hear from you. We really would love to hear from you and let us know what you think, right? Our point for this conversation is not that. You know what I'm saying? We want you to know that we value your opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We value what you stand on. We value what you believe in. We just want you to share your opinion with us.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying? We are not here to tell you that what you believe is wrong. We're not here to do that. Not at all. At least I'm not, and I know this is not either. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we own. We are just here to talk about it because a lot of people may feel like you feel. a lot of people may feel like we feel. So let's have this discussion in a peaceful manner. I think that's what's most important. So when you have somebody like SIP or Jazz, the same person, come in the building and speak what she's speaking, when you have a Delta Root to come in and speak like he's speaking, you see what I'm saying? It's huge to the talking points of the conversation that we having because it's showing both sides of the coin. You see what I'm saying? It shows both sides of the coin and how one is no more right than the other. As a matter of fact, you need to take right and wrong out of the conversation when you having these type of conversations because nobody is right and nobody is wrong. It's just opinion based. That's all it is, opinion based. Oh, what you got? I see you thinking, bro. What you got? What you got?
I mean, I guess you could say it's opinion based, but some of it's fact based. Like if you date back to Africa, which is funny because my friend Nina, who's in Ghana, not Uganda, she's in Ghana, but she's Christian, and I started to ask her like, how far back does that go? But they have tribal traditional stuff that they do
Right.
as well as be Christian. And I was like, okay, so that's that. But if you date back, our religion, our first religion is not Christianity. Our
No,
first
it's not.
religion ain't Arabic. Our first religion ain't Buddhist or Judas or uh, Jewish or it's not those things. But again, like I said, when we talk about the Anunnaki, that explains a lot of those deities, those religions, those things. But everybody has a loved one, a grandma, a great grandma, uncle, an aunt that's not here no more. Those were real people. You've seen them. You grew up with them.
Right.
If you talk to
Right.
them and ask them to look over you, they will. That's real. That's not an opinion base. That's a fact. These are your ancestors.
Agreed. Um, real quick too. Delta Roots was talking about Operation Project Bluebeam. If you don't know what that is, look it up. And Delta, if you don't mind, drop that in the comment of what that is. Drop it in the comment. He said we were all Christians. We grew up in it, but you have grown. Absolutely. When we were young, especially most people in the South, most people in the South were Christians growing up until you got to a
Even from
certain
the
age.
West. Even from the
Huh?
West. Even from the
Yeah,
West.
because until you grow up and reach a certain age and start thinking for yourself, you're gonna do what your parents tell you to do. You're gonna follow them and stuff like that, right? And we don't knock our parents for what they believe. This ain't about them. This is about us. This is about us. So until we were able to get a grasp of this for ourselves, and let me say this because this is the God's honest truth for me. Growing up, I didn't believe in none of that because I grew up in New York. It wasn't until I got here, until I became a Christian, and then I reached a certain age and I was no longer a Christian. And I'm just being honest because I tapped back in to some of the stuff that I grew up with in New York because I remembered, like, oh shit, hey, they said check this out, check that out, check that out. And then I came here and I became a Christian, and then I
That's true,
said, hold
Jazz.
on, let me start checking some of this stuff out again. And then I started realizing, oh snap, it's not what I thought it was. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes, and that's just the truth to it. They were colonizers. Remember the days. Um, it was a political and faith-based reason to bring the country back together. Even our even our grands and great grands who were Christians were practicing hoodoo. I agree with that right there.
But you
Go
want to know
ahead.
you want to know something so funny, so simple. A lot of things that happen in the world, they put in movies, and they either call it sci-fi, fiction, thriller, suspense,
Oh,
whatever. They title it something different than fact. And so it hit me a long time ago when I watched the Book of Eli, and
great movie.
the dude said, I need that book because with this book I can control the people.
That's what he said. That's what he said in the movie, bruh. It is. Yep.
And then when he got
Yep.
the book and he couldn't read the bitch because it was braille, he was mad. But
Bruh.
when he
Phenomenal
said
movie.
that, when he said that, it made me think about every single church that people go to. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest, and it's crazy because Well, I'm not saying white churches don't do it, because the evangelists are the same thing as a lot of what black churches are. Them TV evangelist people, they are as bad as the black big conglomerate churches, where they want you to pay your soul, your whole life.
What's up, Morg?
They want you to put it in a gift basket or church basket, and it don't go to fix the church up. I mean, sometimes I guess it do, but that Bentley, that Lambo, that Range Rover, that's not God. That's not God's choice for you. That's not. Those aren't God's toys. This didn't buy your way into heaven. But that's how they act, though. They say stuff like that. I don't remember which one it was, but it was one of them used to be on late night, and he used to say, "Hey, send me $4,800 right now, and you could buy your way. You can get your spot to heaven. You can reserve your spot for $4,800 to go to heaven."
And what's funny is you'll have people who would believe that and who will send him $4,800 thinking that this man can reserve you a spot in heaven, or female, whoever was preaching. I agree. So Morg said, Delta said, Morg, you missed a great conversation, excuse me. And
Thank you,
Morg said,
Morg.
oh snap, this, love the background. Dang, I wish I could have made it in here sooner. Absolutely. Tonight was a great conversation. We went over a whole lot, like maybe we almost 30 minutes over almost.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing.
Yeah.
That means the conversation was really rolling.
Mhm.
I just want everybody to remember to share this with one person. Let them know about a dope podcast, Thoughts from Your Boy podcast, where you can talk about whatever you want. Be sure to share this, y'all, so that one day that this podcast can grow and be, you know what I'm saying, 100,000 members, and we get a YouTube plaque or something like that. We like to have these type of discussions where it get deep. We don't judge anybody for what you think. And we just ask that you share with one person. That's it. That's it. Just one.
With that being said, I'm your humble but gracious host. Been around the world and back. They call me Just This. I'm the host.
And I'm your boy Said, a.k.a. Mr. Let's Talk. We out of time. Till the next time.
Screaming, let's talk.
Let's talk.
Peace.
Peace.